Hey guys,
Welcome to Girl Brains.
Welcome to Girl Brains. I thought we were going to say welcome back. Welcome to Girl Brains, where we talk about
everything going on in our Girl Brains. I'm Sydney.
And I'm Nikki.
And we're back another week. No guests this week.
No guests this week.
But
you guys are just stuck with us.
That's okay. I think people like us.
I hope so.
I mean, if you're listeing, that says something at least.
We both are the life of the party, so.
Best thing at this party.
I wouldn't maybe either. So do we want to open up with notes from Sabat?
Always.
Usual?
Yes.
Okay.
I look forward to this.
So she was a little upsetty spaghetti because you called her a hater last episode or a couple episodes ago.
Last episode.
Was it last episode? Yeah. So yeah, she wasn't excited about that. But then she sent us a Taylor Swift meme on Instagram, so I think she was just saying, watch yourself.
Yeah.
And also that like being mad.
Yeah. And I think I'm into
Love you, Mom.
I think I meant to ingest, but I think I should have clarified.
Yeah, I don't think she was like actually
I know.
mad about it.
No. Honestly, I think like everybody, I'm like obsessed with your mom. And like when she sent us the Taylor Swift meme on Instagram, I felt really honored that I would be because your mom doesn't like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she doesn't.
So I'm like, it came up on her feed or she found it somehow and she thought of probably you first and then I got included and I like that. So thanks.
So, love you, Mom.
Yes, thanks.
But so there was that.
Mm-hmm.
She says that I swear too much.
Oh,
but
really?
She always says that I swear too much. So I just take that with a grain of salt nowadays.
I think that's kind of part of your charm.
Thank you.
I think it's like part of the whole Nikki package. I think we like it.
Say.
Yeah.
Who cares? I have a First Amendment right.
That's true.
To say all the words. Although we have gotten a couple comments on how
people are confused that our podcast is explicit. Because we mark it with an E, which is fine, but then it's
explicit because of my language.
Yeah, and not because of the we're
not because like I'm not
like
talking about anything like crazy.
Yeah, we did talk about eating brains last week, so that's a little bit.
Yeah, that was a little intense,
but
yeah, and then we'll get into more notes from Sabat because she also mentioned that as a note. But yeah, so that's why we're rated explicit. Everybody, we don't talk about necessarily explicit themes, but I love saying the word fuck and shit. So I think those are it though. Right? Damn.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't usually say damn.
Not really.
It's a lot of like, yeah, fuck. I love saying fuck. It's so fun to me. It rhymes with duck too, and I love duck. So if you've been tuning in, it's very closely adjacent.
That's
related.
True.
So
that's true. Yeah.
But so yeah, she said swearing to keep it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Probably not.
Probably not. I'll try, but like also no.
Have there been any notes from Sabat that we have taken and implemented? I think no.
No.
I think no. So maybe she should try a different technique of giving us...
Well, because for the most part, they're all pretty nice.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. But she does offer suggestions.
Yeah.
And
she wasn't obsessed with pickles.
We
kind of didn't listen to that.
Yeah.
Outlines, still aren't
no
outlines. Still are not.
Did she say something about like talking about Taylor Swift too much, or was that just other people in my life?
That was probably just the other people in my life. I don't think she said anything like that. But so yeah, swearing. She really loved Nora. She said Nora was really funny, and that she does indeed need to cut back on the energy drinks.
Okay. And
I would agree with my mother on that statement. I feel like you shouldn't be feeling tingly.
Yeah, that's a little bit concerning, but that's her life, and those are her choices, and I respect her right to make those choices.
Love you, Nora.
Yeah,
if you're tuning in.
Yeah, it would be cool if she listened, but
hopefully
she
was on it. So she's gotta.
She gave us a shout out on Facebook, which I appreciated.
That was really
funny. And I was like, I texted Nikki after I saw her, and I was like, I'm so scared because so far it's just been like, this is very like organic, very grassroots, and like it's just kind of like our friends or friends of friends. And then she put it on her Facebook, and I was like, oh my God, like are other people that I don't know gonna listen to this? And
well, then I shouted us out at this professional development thing that I was just doing.
That's true. We got a new follower.
Yeah, we got Blake. I don't know if you're watching this. If you are though, giving you a shout out here.
Yeah. So we're making moves.
We're making moves. Not money moves, but we're making moves.
We're not standing still. So that's good.
Yeah.
So too much energy drink. Any other?
Not really. She thought Nora was really funny though.
Okay.
She really liked Nora.
Yeah. I'm glad that she got to come on. Yeah.
Hopefully. I think she was a great first guest.
I think so too. So, yeah.
We don't know the next time we'll have a guestie, but
you want a non-millennial guestie.
Yeah. I was like, that was too much millennial talk last week. I've got a couple of people in my life that I think would be fun to bring on.
We can do Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Yeah.
Kind of Aubrey coming on the
podcast
she would be good.
Really fun. That would be fun. I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can.
I'll see if we can fit her in.
Yeah.
She also goes to summer camp. Like, she's like a camp counselor. So she would be a camp counselor. But
have you ever gone to summer camp?
No.
No, you're not into that.
It's never been that's too white people shit for me.
Okay. Well, I never been to summer camp either. I'm also a white person,
okay.
But
well, I am too. But like that's just like too standard. Yeah. I've never been. Oh, have I been to? I've been to not like an entire summer camp.
Mm-hmm.
In the 5th grade, it was a big deal because that was like the like big trip that you went on in elementary school. We went to this like not dare camp. It was like
like drugs and alcohol.
No, it wasn't dare camp. It was like I don't know. We went. It was like for a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know. This was also like forever ago. But that was fun. And then
it's kind of scary as a kid going like away from home.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy. I got like really anxious and nervous.
Yeah. I don't remember how long it was. It certainly was not more than a week.
Yeah.
And it was at least a weekend or longer. I can't remember how long it was exactly. It was fun, but like I said, like I wouldn't.
Did you ride horses?
Summer. No.
What were there like activities?
It was like there was like a lake.
Okay.
So like I think we did like rowboating and stuff. It was one of those camps where like you just like there was like a bunch of different like stations.
Yeah.
And you just went to like whatever station was open.
Yeah.
So they had like some like those inflatable things. I remember we were playing. I don't know why they let us do this. So we were playing tag, but like you needed a way to like make sure that people knew when they were tagged. So it was like a sock full of flour. But like that shit hurts low key.
Yeah, that's really painful. It's like a clump.
Yeah, it's like I think like the intention is for it to not be like as hard, but it like
hurts.
It hurts. And I remember I was like running away from this one person and I ran straight into a parked car. Like literally ran straight into a parked car. I wasn't paying attention.
That's really
I was just trying not to get thanks. Yeah, I think about it a lot when I'm lying awake at night that I ran into somebody's parked car. The alarm didn't go off, so it wasn't like that bad.
Did anybody see it? Were people like, oh my God?
Yeah, because somebody was actively chasing me. So
did he get you though after you like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was dazed. I just ran into a parked car. I had to say parked because if I would have said I ran into a car, that would have been like,
think that like
no, it was a parked vehicle. But other than that, that was fun, and I did a brain camp.
Oh, that's perfect. That's a girl brain.
Oh my gosh, yeah! It was my senior year of high school.
Yeah,
it was at Auburn University. We just did like psychology and like neuroscience stuff for like a week, and I did dorm.
Oh,
so like I had the option to not dorm if I didn't want to because I was local.
Mm-hmm.
But me and my mom like talked it over and we were like, if there's any time to kind of like, because I wasn't dorming like at Auburn.
Yeah.
So we were like, if there's any time to like kind of like have that experience, it'd be like for this. It was awful.
Why was it awful? Because
we stayed at the old dorms, the ones that they just tore down because they're like made in the 60s and 70s. So it's like one big room that you share with another person. Nobody got individual rooms.
Yeah.
With so it was me and one girl.
Yeah.
And then there was a shared bathroom between another room which held 2 other girls.
Yeah. That's pretty standard.
I know. It was.
You didn't like it though. Did you know the girl that was in your room with you?
No, I didn't know
Was she?
We were all like really cool. Like it wasn't like I remember like at the time like she had a boyfriend, so she like FaceTimed and like called him all the time when we were like bed. Like we were trying to like I was trying to sleep and she was like she didn't like have headphones in when she was doing it either, so that was like pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
But other than that, it wasn't terrible.
Okay. I imagine like the type of person that goes to brain camp like is like-minded.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was like it wasn't like
nobody's like sneaking out and
there was a little bit of beef.
Oh really?
Not like with like it was so stupid. It was like
tell us the beef.
We called them the Lululemons.
Okay.
That should tell you all you need to know about like us and then like the group that we were like beefing with. It wasn't beef. I think it was just like us hanging out and the Lululemons hung out and it was just, you know what I mean?
Did your group have a name?
Not that
I was the oranges or something?
The orange, no. It was just the Lululemons.
Okay.
But that was fun. I have like MRI scans of my brain.
Oh, really?
That are like really, really good. Have I showed you?
No. Did you find out anything about your brain?
No, it was just scans.
What if like you go to brain camp and you're just like participating in the activity and they're like, we found a tumor? Like,
I mean, they would like definitely like, they said to us, like they weren't explicitly like looking, like it was just to get like a scan of our brain. Yeah. And then like Auburn also has like the 7T or so. I don't know how basically like at that point it was the state of the art MRI imaging machine scanner. So, but like we signed like a thing and it was like,
This is not like a medical diagnosis.
Yeah, this isn't like a medical procedure, so they're not looking, like, you can't, like, they're not actively looking for any, like, abnormalities, but, like, if they saw something that they were like, they'd, like, let us know.
God, that would be such a weird experience.
Like, so the funniest part is that I'm a hypochondriac.
We know.
Yeah, we've talked about this. So, like, I was a psych major in undergrad, so I did a lot of studies that required, like, seeing an MRI scanner.
Oh, really?
Because it was, like, a free MRI scan.
Because you wanted
because I just, like, it's like a free wait, because you can't just be like, hey, can I get an MRI scan?
Yeah, insurance.
That's not how it works. That is not how it works.
But you can be an undergraduate student.
But I can be an undergraduate research participant. And, like, obviously it was the same thing but I was like, if they haven't found anything, like, clearly I'm probably in decent shape.
How many times do you think you had?
3.
Okay.
I've been, including brain camp, I've had 3 MRI scans at different times.
I
only have the brain camp results, though. Because the other ones, like, were obviously they're not going to share my brain
research study.
But yeah.
Wow. Do you know what the studies were for?
One of them was for a dog thing. It was like having, of course, it was like the relationship, like, so that one is actually a lot of fun. It was peak COVID, not peak. It was like 2021, I want to say. And that was how I had 2, because I had one before and then I did one after the study. So it was like a whole entire summer long. So I had my MRI scan, and then it was like for like a month. I like every like Tuesday and Thursday or something, I hung out with a robot dog. Yeah, it was really cool actually.
For how long? I've seen the robot dog around campus. Yeah.
For a month, I named him Bosco.
You had to like go to a place to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The building is now tore down because we were in like some like old ass building. But yeah, so we did that for a month, like for like an hour, Tuesdays and Thursdays, something like that. It was a long time commitment, basically. And I would just hang out with a robot dog. And Bosco was pretty fucking cool. Like you could like, it was like kind of pretty weird. Yeah, they're like you can get them to sit, like they recognize your like speech and stuff. Like
it's like a Furby.
Yeah, but like not as creepy. And like we got to pick like accessories to give him. So he had like a cute little like red checkered bow tie that I gave him.
That's cute. Were there a group of you playing out with him at the same time, or just you
one-on-one? So, like, it was one-on-one, but there was also, like, 4 other, or, like, not even 4. I think 5 other, actually. I'm thinking about 5 other girls that had their own, like, dogs.
Oh, so there were multiple
So there was, like, 6 robot dogs. But, like, Bosco was, like, Bosco. Like, Bosco was just mine. Like, we wouldn't, like, hang out with other people's dogs.
Okay.
Except for, like, I think it was, like, Thursdays. The last day of the week in the study was when we would, like, be given, like, somebody else's dog.
Oh.
Like robot dog.
Yeah.
And it was like weird. It was so weird.
Were you like, I don't know this dog?
Pretty much. Like, it was kind of like weird, like thinking about it now.
Were they training you or were they training the dogs? Or kind of both?
I think it was us. Okay. So I think it was, they were trying to see, like, I imagine it was probably something along the lines of like how we would react to like a robot dog that we like spent a lot of time with compared to one that we didn't really spend a lot of time with. Because then after the month, it was,
you cried?
I cried. Because I don't know what it was, but it was like I had like spent like almost every single day of the week with this dog. Yeah. And then like they were like wiping his memory.
Oh, that's really sad.
Because it's like, yeah, because it's like, it was just for like a research. So like I still have, like they were like, do you want to keep his bow tie? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to keep his bow tie. So
do you have a picture of you with Bosco?
I do. Actually, there's gotta be Snapchat memories. So I'm apologizing in advance because my mom hates when I go on my phone on the podcasts. So
that's really
tune
cute.
into our Instagram and I'll post something on our
Instagram. We'll post
Bosco
on the Instagram. That's really
cute.
It
was forever ago though. Let's see. It had to be in 2021. But yeah, it was. Or was it? Yeah, hold on. But yeah, so then like at the end of the month, they like kind of like wiped his memory. And then like we would also do these things. This is all coming back to me now as I'm like
Is it like you're feeling sad because you were feeling like Bosco would forget you? Like, is that what it was?
I do not know what it was.
It was just like you got. It was like
I guess like probably like the fact that like I spent like this like time with this. Yeah.
Oh, he's really cute.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I know.
We'll post him on the Instagram.
And then he like sings and dances.
It looks like a children's toy, but like in a cute way. Yeah.
These memories are so old. Yeah, I was like, not me crying in Thatch Hallway, and it's a picture of his bow tie.
Aww.
It's a picture of his bow tie. And then, so at the end of the month...
You got an MRI.
No. We hung out with a real dog.
Oh.
So we each then got assigned to a real dog.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what my real dog's name was.
You have Bosco.
Koala?
You have Bosco's.
Not koala, but like koala, something like that. It was something with a Q. Yeah. Koala, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a yellow lab.
Okay. So were they trying to compare like how you felt about...
I am at, yeah. So then like Bosco was no more.
Sad.
And then I was hanging out with like koala.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of like, and then like how I said, like a robot, like I'd get some other girl's robot dog on like Fridays, they would also give us like a different person's dog. So like the dog that I like got paired with was Floyd.
Cute.
He was a black lab.
He
was cute, but he was a little too much. Like me and Koala were like anxious bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like Floyd was all up in everybody's business. You
like the dog to match your energy.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, and then I got my MRI scan at the end of it, and I didn't like ever figure out what my results were.
Yeah.
But it also got a little skewed because, so when I did my MRI for brain camp, I was probably in there for like 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The dog one, it was like 2 hours that I was in this MRI machine. And I'm not like that claustrophobic, but like it's a little tight in an MRI machine for like 2 hours.
You just have to lay there with your own thoughts. That's terrifying.
Well, so like the brain camp one, yeah.
Yeah.
But during the dog study, I was looking at pictures and videos.
Oh, and they're probably checking like what's going on.
Like what brain gets like activated.
Yeah.
Like when I'm looking at like some other random girl and her dog compared to like me and my dog and me and a different dog and me and like, yeah. It was really like interesting. Super fun. I mean, like I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's really cool.
So that was a pretty cool research study to be a part of. And then I also got class credit for it.
That's how they
because it was basically like a summer long. Like it was like
that's a big time commitment.
It was June and July. It was basically, and then it was like every like.
Did you get an Amazon
3
gift
days a
card
week
too?
Or something? No, I didn't get Amazon gift card, but I got class credit, and I got to hang out with dogs.
That's good.
So
and robot dogs.
Yeah. So it was pretty fun.
That's cool.
But so yeah, nobody
found anything on your brain.
MRI machines.
Not yet.
God forbid. Don't say that, please. Anyways, not yet. Well, I'm a fucking hypochondriac. Anyways, we're gonna gloss over that.
I'm sorry. No. Wishing you good health.
Thanks.
Yeah. Did you have pets growing up? We talked about this? No pets.
I'm not a pet person.
Mm-hmm.
I like other people's pets, but like for me, I mean, I had fish. Does that count? I was also like 8. So like fish when you're 8 don't really count because they're just fish.
Yeah.
So I was never a pet person.
Yes.
I liked other people's pets.
Yeah.
Like we were never pet people.
Yeah. You come over and see my various cats. Yeah.
Like I like hanging out with other people's pets.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I think I'm like, I don't know. I feel like if I were to get a pet, it'd be a cat.
Yeah.
Because I feel like cats are like.
They're more low key.
Like they're pretty like individualistic. Like obviously like dog breeds like differ on that. But I feel like for the most part, like dogs really like people, which is fine. But that's too clingy for me.
It is too clingy. I told you I had a foster cat. She made an appearance in Tipsy Talk episode, but I gave her back yesterday and
she got adopted.
Yeah, she got adopted. So we are thrilled for her. But oh my God, I was so ready to have that cat out of my house.
She loved attention.
Kind of hated that cat. She was just like, talk about clingy. Like I sent Nikki a picture. Like she had just like scratched the shit out of my leg. Yeah. It was like pretty violent. And like she wasn't doing it on purpose. She was a little kitten. She was like probably 7-8 weeks old.
Yeah.
But she would just jump on me and like it hurt. And it was like really frustrating. So I took her back yesterday.
So she got adopted.
Yeah, they asked me if I wanted another one, and I was like, I need a break. I need a break. I think I need to like chill it with the kittens. So, yeah. It was nice for a minute, and then I'm glad to be done with her. So, we wish her well.
Prairie Dawn.
It's her official name.
Juniper.
I know every time I would go back to the Humane Society for like an appointment, they'd be like, who do we have? And I didn't ever call her by her official name because I thought the official name was stupid. And so I'd have to be like, oh, it's Prairie Dawn. And I'd have to like check their records. But
yeah, I feel like sometimes like the names that they give cats and like dogs, even at shelters, is like funny. And then sometimes I'm like, what was the theme? Because they usually theme them.
Yeah.
But I'm like, where did Prairie Dawn come from?
You know what it is? I looked it up. So her litter was like a Sesame Street litter. And like, so there was like an Elmo.
Oh,
and I didn't know that Prairie Dawn, I didn't either, but I looked up Prairie Dawn, Sesame Street, and it's a character on Sesame Street. Like she's obviously not like a famous one. She's not
should have been like Rocco or something.
Who's Rocco? I don't know who Rocco is.
Okay, so Elmo has a friend. I don't remember Elmo's friend's name. Yeah. But Elmo's friend has a pet rock named Rocco. And it's like,
that's cute.
It's really funny because like it's a lot of like TikTok audios use it.
Yeah.
It's like, Rocco's he's just a rock. It's like so stupid. It's so funny.
Yeah. She doesn't give me Rocco vibes, or Prairie Dawn didn't, but it's a better name than Prairie Dawn. Yeah.
Like so Big Bird.
Yeah.
Big fan of Big Bird. I love puppets like that.
You do?
I actually like do. It's actually like a problem. Like regular puppets. I love like the Sesame Street puppets, and then like the Muppets. I'm big fans of those too. Is what I mean to say. Like other puppets are kind of like,
I think in my head I didn't have them as separate things, Sesame Street and Muppets, but they are.
I don't think.
Are they the same?
I mean, they're not the same, but I think like, aren't they both Jim Henson?
Jim Henson? Yeah, probably.
And he also did this like really cool 80s movie, that I cannot remember the.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like with like not elves.
Okay.
It's like kind of creepy.
Yeah. But you like puppets.
I like, like those kinds of like elaborate ones. I think they're like kind of cool actually.
Would you go to a puppet show?
If it was like a cool puppet, yeah. Like I'm not talking about like hand puppets. Yeah. I'm not talking about like the
Lamb Chop
creepy-esque ones. I don't know who Lamb Chop is.
You don't know who Lamb Chop is?
Not on top of my head, no.
Lamb Chop was a children's show, and the woman, she has like red curly hair, and then she had a puppet named like Lamb Chop, and it was just like a whole thing.
See, I don't like when there's people involved. I don't like when you can tell that a person is like, because like sometimes people interact with their puppet, that stresses me out. I don't like that. I like when it's like kind of like just like art at that point.
Yeah.
I love the Muppets. It's like a problem how much I love the Muppets. I fucking love the Muppets.
That like tracks
I've seen
for
the
you,
Muppet
though.
movies so many fucking times. It's literally one of my favorite movies. And then like, because my mom and I had this conversation when I talked about how like The Goonies was one of my favorite movies. I have a lot of favorite movies.
Yeah.
The Muppets is definitely one of them.
I don't know that I've ever seen it.
Any of them? I do like the new, like not the sequel to it, but like the new one that they made, like the Muppet movie.
What about like Muppet Christmas? That's like a big one.
That's a good one too.
Is that okay?
That's a good one too. But I think the Muppet movie is like just like my favorite. It's so
Who's your favorite Muppet?
Fozzie. Waka Waka. I fucking love Fozzie. Fozzie's my favorite Muppet.
Okay, I think I like
Fozzie or Beaker.
Oh, Beaker's the scientist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's like always. Those are my two moods. That's how I describe people. Fozzie or Beaker. There's no in between.
For you.
For me. It's just Fozzie or Beaker.
What are you today?
Beaker. We're feeling Beaker today.
Okay.
It's fine. It's
fine. That's why, you can switch.
What about you? Do you have a favorite Muppet?
I don't know the Muppets. I think I just know the two cranky old men.
They're so good.
Yeah, I don't. Do they have names?
They do, but I can't remember them off the top of my head right now.
Yeah,
I love the Muppet movie. So I was at Well Read a couple weeks ago for like a book club, or something like that. I don't remember what I was at Well Read for, but we were talking about like whistling for some weird reason, and like I'm a pretty decent whistler, and the reason that I'm a pretty decent whistler is because during the Muppet movie, the new character Walter, his like final act in like the Muppet like fundraiser is that he whistles, and I wanted to whistle really cool too.
So this is a recent skill that you learned.
It's not recent. I mean, the movie came out in like 2012, not 12. I don't know what year it came out, but it's not recent by any means.
Okay, but you learned. To whistle.
I wanted to whistle because I wanted to whistle like Walter.
Do you whistle? Like, do you use like your hands, or you just?
No, I can't. No. I don't know how to do it with my hands.
I don't know how to do it with my hands. I used to as a kid. I could whistle just like, but I lost it. But I
can whistle blowing in and blowing out too. I love like it's because of
it comes in handy. It comes in handy. Movie. I did it when I was in second grade. We had like a class talent show, and I whistled in the class talent show.
See, that's what Walter did.
Yeah, but then I lost it.
I want to learn how to whistle like Walter.
Did you watch YouTube videos to learn? How'd you learn?
Yeah. There's just a shit ton of practice. Like I feel like you can't really like watch a demonstration. Like you just gotta like keep practicing.
Okay. Maybe I'll whistle. Maybe I'll keep practicing.
Just because of Walter from the Muppets movie. And then the girl who was working at Railroad heard me, and she came up to me and she was like, "I want you to know that like that means everything to me."
Oh, that's a good connection point.
Stop. So yeah, I know how to whistle because of the Muppets movie.
I love that. The Muppets make sense for you, like your whole vibe.
Right?
Though, because I'm like, no,
I mean, that's a compliment to me.
Yeah, I mean it as a compliment. Like,
I love the Muppets.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. They're so funny. It's like timeless to me.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, so like those kind of puppets, I'm cool with.
I went to see in Vegas one time
The Muppets?
No, the guy from America's Got Talent. He does puppets and like ventriloquism. His name's like Terry Fader. I don't think he's like famous anymore, but I went to the show in Vegas at one point, and I thought it was the greatest thing I'd ever seen. It was like really.
I feel like they get a bad rep.
They're really talented. Yeah.
But like they are really talented. Those ones I don't really watch a lot of because, like I said, seeing the person controlling them kind of weirds me out. And like seeing them interact with puppets.
Yeah, seeing them it is weird because you like wonder about that, like the person as a person. I'm like, are you okay? But like this is entertaining. But like, are you okay as a person? Yeah. Like, I wonder if there's some stuff going on.
In the Muppets movie, they interact with people, but like those people aren't also controlling them.
Yeah.
God, and the soundtrack is so good
to the Muppets movie.
To the Muppets movie, it is so good.
Did the Muppets like sing or is
some of them are the Muppets singing? Okay. I always cry listening to the Rainbow Connection. If you know, you know. That one always makes me tear up a little bit. It's so good.
Kermit is a Muppet.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like I'm kind of tearing up just thinking about it right now.
Okay.
The Rainbow Connection. Sorry. And then Manor Muppet is so good.
I don't know what that is.
So I could literally just spend the rest of this podcast talking about the Muppet movie. So if you're prepared for that, we can do that.
This is like Squishing with My Mallows part 2. Pretty much. Like, okay.
So like in the movie, there's this kid who's a Muppet named Walter, and he's friends with, I cannot remember the dude's name, but he's played by Jason Segel.
Okay.
And right, that's the dude from How I Met Your Mother, Sean?
Yeah.
Jason Segel. And they're like brothers, but like Walter's obviously like a Muppet.
Yeah.
So like the whole entire song Manor Muppet is like both of them kind of like picking who they are in the world. So it's like Amy Adams plays Jason Segel's like fiance or like girlfriend who's trying to become his fiance. And she's like, you need to decide like if you're a man or a Muppet. Oh. And then it cues this fantastic song.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay. Hold on. This whole time I thought you were saying Manor Muppet, like a manor, like a like a house.
Yeah,
no, man or Muppet. Okay, yeah, so okay, it's connecting.
Jason Segel singing, and then like at the end of like the reprise, he's like, "I'm a man," and then Walter's like, "I'm a Muppet," and it's so good. It always sneaks onto my Spotify top listen to songs.
Oh,
it's never been like crazy up there, but it's always on the playlist because it's so good.
Do you drive around and sing it?
Yeah.
Do you identify more as a man or a Muppet?
Emotionally a Muppet, but I think unfortunately physically I am more man.
Okay. Cool.
I wish I was a Muppet. That'd be so cool.
That would be.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah. There's just so many weird things that you're learning about me through this podcast.
Yeah. This is good. I get like a little sneak peek.
It's like a big comfort movie for me. Like if I'm ever sad, I'm watching the Muppets movie.
I feel like you have a lot of comfort watching.
I have so many comfort movies.
Yeah. I don't know that I have very.
Really?
I don't watch movies.
Even like TV show. Like you don't have a comfort TV show that you put on whenever you're like, you need to be reminded life is worth living.
You know what mine is? I'm psychotic. I like watching Intervention.
Okay.
Like.
Okay.
Like if I'm kind of just
for the people at home,
if I'm kind of just like feeling off and like I don't really know what I want to watch, like I'll put on an episode of Intervention, or like Hoarders. I told you I like real life stuff.
Yeah.
We're very different vibes.
Yeah. Just explain your psychology behind that for the people. Like
I think I actually have been thinking about this a lot because I'm like, why am I so obsessed with like real life stuff? And like. Last episode, Nora was saying like, oh, it's like kind of the same, like, because you're like really into fantasy and I'm into like, but I'm like, I don't think it's that. I think it's more of like, this is like actual reality. Like, and I'm like, I want to know like what is really under the surface with all these like shiny, happy people. So I think I it's comforting to me to watch a story of a family that's like going through an intervention. And I don't know. I just kind of get lost in it.
If it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah.
Me personally, I love Muppets.
Yeah. That's just fine. And I love to like, see, heroin addicts. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Love that for you.
Yeah. So, I did watch a show this weekend. I want to talk to you about it, but I don't think you've seen it.
Okay.
Have you seen Baby Reindeer?
I've heard my mom started it.
Oh, okay. I want to talk to your mom about it.
My brother also started it.
Okay. Do you know how far they got?
No idea, but I've been like getting kind of memes about it, and I'm like, I also like one of my friends watched all of it, and she said there's a really graphic episode, and she said I don't necessarily know if I'm going to finish it. So it's just like that seems really up your alley.
Yeah, not for you.
I used to be into true crime a lot when I was a teen, and I think nowadays I have to be just a little bit more careful in the media that I intake because I kind of like get like
yeah, it's not for everybody, and I think it can be really like upsetting, and
especially
disturbing.
Like the episode that she was talking about. I was like, that doesn't sound like something I really want to
watch for sure.
Yeah, engage with.
Yeah, So I hung out with a friend on Saturday, and she was talking about it, and she was talking about it also in connection with like Torture Poets Department, Taylor Swift, as you know, and just this idea of like people painting themselves in an unflattering light, like in a like artists representing themselves in that way, and how that's like really compelling. And I was like, okay, I'm into that. So I started watching it on Sunday, and I watched the whole thing. It's like 7 episodes on Netflix. And episode 4 is the one that you're talking about, the really graphic one. Yeah. And I think for me, well, I think for many people, it's like episode 4 is like really graphic and really tough to watch, but it kind of helps the whole thing to make sense, and you understand why the main character behaves in the way that he behaves towards his stalker. Like, so yeah.
It's like, no thanks.
Yeah.
I'll watch them. Like, I haven't seen, like, I never watched 13 Reasons Why. Like, it's just like stuff with like those kind of elements is just like not,
you don't need it,
super interesting to me. And it's just like things, like I'd rather just like
live your life and watch
the Muppets movie. Yeah. And read about my vampire smut.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. It's not for everybody, but I was like, I need more of it. Like,
I don't know if my mom's finished it.
It is. So the episode 4, like it starts, it's like a flashback episode. I won't get into like details. And I was like watching, and you're kind of like, what are we doing? Because like the whole story was like leading this way, and now we're doing a flashback, and I don't understand why I'm doing this. And then you're like, oh, and then it all like kind of comes
like
together.
She explained. We're purposely being ambiguous because this gets into the explicit rating on podcasts. Yeah. But she was explaining it, and I was like,
I think the other thing that like I have read some articles about it afterwards, and the man who created it. So the man who created it is it's his lived experience, and he's the writer and the performer in it, which I'm like, ugh. He uses this term of like toxic empathy, which I really like that term, this idea, because like that's how he felt toward his stalker, was like, okay, well, this is a woman who needs help. And so that's why he behaves the way that he behaves towards her. And I think about that a lot because I think it can get you into a lot of trouble. Yeah. But like I deeply understand it of like, you know, people are the way that they are because of these things that have happened to them. So I don't know, it's just like really interesting like conversations. And I think the way that he was able to like retell his own experience in not a flattering light to himself, I really respected and admired. So I thought it was a really good piece of television, and I don't really watch a lot of television, so yeah, but not for you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but we can ask your mom about it.
Yeah, we can see. I don't remember if she finished it or not. I don't know.
I can see you not finishing it because
I remember she started it, but I don't remember her ever saying that she finished it.
Yeah. You have been watching Eurovision.
Don't get me started on Eurovision.
Is it done?
Yeah.
Can you explain it?
Okay, so basically, in my American self, in my American world, so I don't know like the many specifics of it. Basically, it's like a songwriting contest. So it's like everybody, most people in Europe, like countries in Europe, send somebody to represent them with like a song, and like the person performs a song, they sing the song. And it's like all the other countries vote, and there's like a public vote, and there's like a jury vote. And
is the person performing, did they write the song, or that's
yes.
Okay.
For the most part.
Yeah.
There's like a couple countries. I want to say Israel's in it. I don't know why Israel's in it because Israel's not fucking European. I know why Israel's in it. It's because one of the people, like the companies who sponsors Eurovision, is based in Israel.
Gotcha.
So that's why Israel's in, because it gets them a lot of money. Which, like, whatever. We're not gonna, whatever. But so a lot of people, it's been under this past year and last. So it's been going on since like the 50s, 60s. Like this is like an old kind of thing in Europe. Like Waterloo by ABBA is a Eurovision song.
Oh.
And then that like arcade song that was popular on TikTok, like Loving You is a Losing Game, like that song is a Eurovision song. The fairy tale song, like there's a lot of like songs that came out of Eurovision that like are actually pretty decently popular. Like it's not just like a bunch of like nobodies, like whatever. So last year, so like I said, there's a public vote and there's a jury vote, and then like those like are like all combined together to like make the winner.
Who gets to be on the jury? Do you know?
I have no idea. I haven't looked into the specifics of that, but like people can't vote for their own country, so it's like stuff like that. And last year, everybody wanted Finland to win, and Finland's song is so good. I still listen to Finland's Eurovision song. Do not think you would like it. I do not think you would like it. But it's so good. I play it in the car all the time with Sean or like Dylan. Like they get really annoyed with it. It's really good. It's like Cha Cha. I don't know how to pronounce the artist's name.
Okay.
But it's called Cha Cha, and it's so good.
Okay.
And they got they got #1 overall public vote. But they didn't win Eurovision. They lost to Sweden. This is
like the popular vote versus the electoral vote.
Pretty much.
God.
So they lost to Sweden, which was very controversial. Sweden's song was all right. But I think Cha Cha was just so fucking good. Cha Cha was so good. And so the controversy is that this year is ABBA's like 75th. I can't do the math. Like it's basically like a pretty like monumental number in ABBA.
Okay.
And ABBA competed in Eurovision.
Okay.
So whoever wins hosts Eurovision the next year.
That's always how it is.
That's always how it is.
Yeah.
And ABBA is from Sweden.
Yes.
And this year is like the 75th anniversary. So a lot of people think that the Sweden girl won last year so that they could host in Sweden for ABBA's 75th anniversary. And then like there was like a whole museum there. Like it was like a whole entire thing. But a lot of people think that that's why Cha Cha ended up getting like second.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything is rigged.
Because he deserved to win. It was so good.
When did you get into Eurovision?
I've been keeping up with it since like maybe like 2018.
Okay.
Like I said, I've been like a casual American watcher. Like I don't know like all the specifics of it. Cha Cha was so good though. Cha Cha was so good. And then this year. So there's this dude from the Netherlands, Joost Klein. He's like a rapper. Like he does like he's like a streamer. Like
what do you mean a streamer?
Like queso, like he streams
like a live streamer.
A lot of stuff like that. And he started this thing about like how he should represent the Netherlands in Eurovision 2024. He ended up like actually like doing it. And like I'm in love with him and his song. It's so good. Don't think you're gonna like it either.
Sure.
But it's so good. And I remember like my mom kind of keeps up with it a little bit because like we're Albanian and Albania like also like does the competition. Albania never wins though because like we're usually really bad. But she listened to the song is called Europapa.
Cute.
It's so Sean is so sick of it because like I've literally been all I've been playing. It's all my For You pages. And you were going to ask me a question. Sorry.
Oh, are all the songs in English or are there other languages?
So, yeah, they sometimes they're in English, even though like the country's like main language isn't necessarily English. Sometimes they're in France's is usually always in French.
Okay.
Germany sometimes does a lot of like English. Like it's kind of like a running meme that like other songs have more German than like the actual German songs do. But it just depends. Okay. Sometimes they're all in English, even though it's not like the home country's like
native language.
But it just depends.
Okay.
But Joost did win to go to Eurovision. It was a big deal. It got a lot of traction on the internet, and like it kind of got a little bit of controversy because the Euro division that was like overseeing it thought it was a joke, and they almost weren't going to let him compete because they thought it was a joke. So that was a whole entire thing. The song is so good. It's in Dutch, so it sounds kind of funny. And it's like also like, I can't remember the specific like genre of music it is. But the song is basically, so Joost's parents passed away when he was really young. And at the end of the song is about like traveling through Europe, but you're like sad, but like the borders are open, like you're living life, but you're like alone in Poland, like which is like a whole entire thing.
Alone in Poland.
And then at the end of it, I cried watching it. Like all the like lights cut out and it's him like kind of like talking and he's like basically like saying thank you to his parents and that like he did it for his dad.
Aww.
Like he told them that he was gonna like sing at Eurovision, like he's doing it.
Oh, that's really sweet.
I know, so can't wait to fucking get into what the fuck I'm gonna tell you what the fuck happened at Eurovision.
Oh, okay.
He performs at like the practice round.
Yeah.
Or like the first semifinal or something like that. Everybody fucking loved it. Crowd is going fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like public vote #1. Everybody on the internet is talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's doing fantastic. And like the running meme at this point is like, oh my god, like is this a dude who won Eurovision 2024? Like it's like everybody was like, oh my god, like this is so Eurovision.
Yeah.
I told you about this live last week. Nobody still knows what the fuck necessarily happened. He got disqualified. So he didn't end up in like the second semi performance. They just showed his recording from the other performance that he did. And then he was disqualified and he didn't actually perform at the actual contest. And nobody
knows why he got disqualified. It was just like
Yeah, they kept it super hush-hush.
Yeah.
Like for the longest time, people were like, what the fuck happened with Yost? And then like they said he was disqualified. So it's kind of up in the air. He kind of had a little bit of a shady interaction.
Mm-hmm.
People presume shady interaction with Israel. Israel was asked a question that was very politically kind of heavy. And then like they didn't want to respond. And Yost kind of called them out on them not wanting to respond. And then there's also something about a photographer. And like he was like, there was like an interaction with a photographer that got him disqualified. There's like nobody really knew what the fuck was going on. So everybody's taking these rumors and running with them. So nobody's still from the like top of my mind.
And Yost can't talk about it.
Yeah,
right?
Yost hasn't like said anything about it. The people that he performs with, because he performs with like his two best friends, they've kind of like made
they like
things
liked
about,
different things.
Yeah. So they've like posted about like basically like fuck Eurovision and shit like that. We don't know
what's your theory? What do you think actually happened?
I think what actually happened was they were fucking sick of him and they just wanted a fucking easy way to disqualify him.
But like why? Why would, if he was such a did and so good for Eurovision, why did they not want him to win? And who is they?
I feel like the people who run Eurovision. Okay. I don't remember their name. They have an actual name, but I cannot remember.
The governing body of Eurovision. Much, yeah. Okay.
I think, they didn't like him from the get-go because like a lot of people thought that his like entry was a joke and like a meme.
He's not respecting Eurovision.
And then I think like the thing with Israel was kind of like important considering one of the biggest sponsors.
Because he called out the
Because he called it out a little bit. Like he was like, why not respond to that question?
Yeah.
But
so he was just kind of like irking them.
I think so.
He didn't do anything blatant that we know of, but maybe he did.
And it's like even then, like somebody, like the other rumor with like the photography is that someone was trying to like take his picture and like record an interview with him and he didn't want to, and he was setting a boundary that got crossed and he got a little bit mad. There was another rumor that photographer was like pestering him about his parents. Like it was like nobody still knows what the fuck is going on to the best of my knowledge.
So he's
just he was disqualified.
Okay.
And then
were people like rioting? People like,
were pretty
on
upset.
The internet.
So there's already people that are mad because Israel competed. And the big thing is that Israel is allowed to compete, but Russia was kicked off of Eurovision.
Why was Russia kicked off?
Because of the invasion of Ukraine.
Oh.
And they're like, Ukraine still performs.
Yeah.
But Russia doesn't. But a lot of people, like, it's like that like political territory of if Russia isn't allowed to perform, how come Israel is, and then why can't Russia come back? It's like a whole entire thing.
Yeah.
And then like there's a lot of protests because Israel is performing. And
it's kind of like the Olympics.
Pretty much. And then Israel like made a bunch of comments about other contestants. So like Ireland's entry was very like witchy and it was very like kind of like screamo-esque and like Israel, like the Israel not production. What are they talking about? Like the camera people, the announcers or something were like making jokes about it and like saying it was like satanic and shit. And it was like, people doing what they do best. So like they were getting on a lot of people's nerves. Yeah. But they were still allowed to perform because their sponsor brings in probably the most money and they can't afford to like kick them out. So Yost didn't perform, and then it got even more controversial because a lot of people wanted Croatia to win. Second.
Why?
Croatia's song was also, so they also have a policy about like politics and songs, obviously, because like it's like a bunch of countries like. But once again, that's like what's the line that you can cross and you can't cross. So Croatia's was about that one was also pretty good, and that was my second best bet to win as well. So Croatia's was about like leaving Croatia because of like just like societal struggles or something like that.
Sure.
Croatia's was in Croatian. I think they were Croatia. This is gonna be really embarrassing. Were they Croatian, Sean? Can you fact check me on this, please? Because if it's not Croatia, I'm gonna be really embarrassed. Oh, never mind. I'm pretty sure it was Croatia.
Okay.
Switzerland ended up winning.
Oh.
But Croatia, once again, had the public vote. Switzerland didn't. Switzerland had like the jury vote.
We got to figure out who's on this jury.
Yeah. I mean, like, I haven't usually it's like pretty fucking tame. But this year and last year, I think have like gotten people like really riled up.
Well, it's like also like politically, like stuff is riled up. So it makes sense that it would come out in Eurovision too.
But a lot of people were upset about Switzerland winning. And I don't think Switzerland's song was bad. I'm not trying to like say that they didn't necessarily deserve to win. They had a really good song. But I think
it wasn't Yost.
It wasn't Yost and it wasn't Croatia's. I think it was decent. It was a lot.
So next year it'll be in Switzerland.
Yes. So next year it will be hosted in Switzerland. My aunt lives in Switzerland, and I'm contemplating going because like that's so. That would be so fun for you. It's so fun to me. I love Eurovision. I think it's like super like just fun.
How long does this whole thing last?
So, like the actual contest itself runs like maybe about a week. So I think it was like Monday and Tuesday they did like the like semis. So it's like everybody performs. Maybe it's a little bit longer than a week, I should say. So like everybody like has their song, and then like the country votes on who they want to represent them, and then these people like start like promoting their song, because like a decent bit of it is like the the public vote, and then there's like a semifinal where it's like a bunch of countries, and then like the top 12 go on to like the grand finale, and then the grand finale happens, and then only like one person comes out on top. So
do they win a prize other than it gets to be in their country? Do they get like money or something?
I have no idea now I'm thinking about it. Maybe I don't know much about it as I thought.
I mean, you know plenty. Like this was like very
I don't know, like I don't
educational for me.
I mean, obviously hosting it in your country boosts tourism, so I imagine that's
but like you thing. As a person, I wouldn't know
necessarily if they like win anything like crazy on top of my mind.
Yeah, maybe like probably some kind of prize.
Glass trophy.
It's a glass trophy. Oh, and then Switzerland broke it. He broke the trophy when he was performing.
Oh,
yeah,
that's crazy.
And then like money. Okay. Wait, was Croatia second place? Croatia was second place.
Okay.
So yeah, that was a pretty big.
I want to listen to these songs now.
I will literally show you them after we.
Okay.
I'm excited. I know like the dance too. Like I do it on like Sean will be like when it's stuck in his head.
Yeah.
He'll be like, "Well, good minute." And I'll be like. I'll be like dancing it, like I know all the dance. I can't do like the Haken, I think is what it's called. It's like a Dutch thing. But I absolutely love, and now my like Joost was just so good. He was like a breath of fresh air. He was like new. He was like I mean, they're all pretty young, but he was like he was funny. It was different. It was a different kind of
brought something new to it.
He brought something new to it. And I think Ireland did too. And Ireland was like bomb back in the 90s in Eurovision. And then like I think they still submit themselves, but they don't like really like want to win.
But now they brought it.
I think it was like Bambi something is the name of the artist this year. Her song was really good too. And I think she made it in the top 6, which was like kind of like
a big deal for Ireland.
Big deal. Yeah.
That's cool. Okay.
But Joost was just
I'm gonna have to look up Joost.
So like, and then like everybody on the internet is like in love with him now.
Don't you think though sometimes like when there's like reality shows or things like that, like sometimes winning is kind of a curse.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's better if you don't win, because now like everyone already liked him and now they feel like sympathy towards him.
Yeah.
And now he probably doesn't have to be under whatever contract as the winner.
Well, so he was also one of the only people who wasn't a part of like producing. Like he produced his own song for Eurovision. Okay,
yeah. So he has this,
so
like,
that was
freedom.
A big deal.
Yeah.
And then like the whole entire thing with his parents, like trying to make his parents proud.
Yeah.
Like that was a big deal.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody, and then like I was like, when you looked at their Instagram, because they post multiple times a day because there's like fucking 24 people competing in this competition. Every single post was asking what happened with Joost when it was happening. Like, why are they being
is
quiet?
there any part of you that's worried that like
I really hope he's okay.
Well, yeah, like hope that he's okay, but also like what if he's like secretly like a weirdo and like they found out something about like don't you hate that when there's somebody that you like?
Yeah, but I choose to not think about that unless it actually happens.
Okay. But you're like okay.
I don't. What do you mean?
No, I was gonna say like you're a hypochondriac and you get MRIs, but like this you want to like live in the like unknown.
Well, so like even a hypochondriac, like I'm ignorance is bliss hypochondriac. Like I just think I have everything, but like I'm not hounding myself to go to the doctor all the time.
You're just getting MRIs.
Well, that one was just out of convenience.
Okay.
So hey, you don't need insurance to get an MRI scan in a psychology study. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, but. Yeah, I'm choosing to believe ignorance is bliss with him.
Yeah,
because he seems like a really funny, fun guy. Like I get his. I have so many TikToks of him saved because he's so funny. I'll literally show you all of them after this because they're so good.
I'm excited. I feel like I always
and he's
learn
like
something.
Everybody's favorite now, at least on Eurovision TikTok.
Very niche part of the internet. But probably not that niche. Like I mean, Europe is huge.
I want him to know when he looks at his Spotify stats that he's got somebody repping him in Auburn, Alabama, USA.
That's true. Probably more than
a
handful.
I was telling this with Sean. I was like, we should have him come on. I was like, wouldn't it be fucking crazy if I had Yost come on the podcast?
Oh my God.
We should
tag him.
It is never going to happen. But I'm like literally obsessed with him. Mm-hmm. And then the race car guy, Max Verstappen.
Oh.
We were talking about that too with all the F1 stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, we could have, they're both Dutch. So we could call the episode Dutch Bros. I thought this whole thing through.
Okay, so we'll tag both of them.
I feel more comfortable getting Yost than Max.
Yeah.
But.
Isn't Max, he's kind of like the bad boy of F1. Is that true? No?
Okay, so I will, so I know a couple of people who are like super interested in F1. I'm on the F1 side of okay, so we're gonna. Wow, this is really personal. I'm gonna say this anyways.
Yeah.
People post the cringiest shit on like TikTok and Instagram, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So, do you know what an X reader is?
No.
Do you know who YN is?
No.
Okay, so these are very popular fan fiction terms. So Y/N stands for your name, and then X readers are like X you the reader. So they're like fan fictions written with like you being the other person in mind.
Okay, yeah.
So.
What are you about to tell me?
It's like, so this is popular across many fandoms. Like, I don't think there's any single fandom where this doesn't exist in. But a lot of people post like edits about like, in this example, F1 stuff.
Okay.
And it's like YN like spinning out on the course and she happens to be pregnant. And then
it's like your name.
And then your name.
You're supposed to put yourself in the story.
Like Nikki, like you are like driving and you crash out on the field, and then Lando and Max both stop their cars to come check on you. It's like stupid shit. It's so fucking cringy, and they do it with K-pop stuff too. And I eat it up. I eat it up every time. I don't like, actually, I'm not like kicking my feet and shit, but it is so fun to me.
Yeah.
It is so fun to me.
Is it fun to have you in it, or is like the genre?
Me, because I deserve it.
Yeah.
You do. I don't like, actually, like, I'm not like there are people who actually read like fan fiction about these people, like legit. No shame to those people. I hate reading fan fiction about real people. I have read like fanfic about like fictional characters, like myself. But
what fictional?
We're not gonna get into that.
Okay.
We're gonna get into this one.
That's for
Sean is giving
the
me,
Patreon.
Like, yeah, that's for the Patreon. Yes, I will share my fan fiction recs. But when it comes to like real people, like people do it with K-pop, people do it with like the F1 stuff.
Yeah,
and I just love engaging with them because it's so funny to me. And it's like, oh, like why is Lando and Max
coming to your car?
But then like it's also stupid because like realistically, you can't race if you're pregnant. Like that's like a standard thing. But it's like. And I mean, obviously, in the fact that like this is never gonna I'm never gonna be racing. Like, but I mean, like, it's just dumb. And it's it's funny, not. And I love them. I love them.
Okay.
I said like if it's ever like somebody that I know, I send it to them. I'm like, oh my god, look what came. It's a problem.
And these are on TikTok,
Instagram.
Oh, okay.
They're probably on Twitter, Tumblr. They're on Tumblr a lot. That's why I don't. Tumblr's my fan fiction app. I don't care. I'll never part with it.
Have you ever written fanfic? Are you scared to answer that?
You know what? I have.
Okay.
I have. It was on a website called Wattpad. big fan fiction website. It was really popular back in the day. It's not anymore because you have to fucking pay to use most of it. It's awful. I was there before capitalism gripped its claws into it. And I did. And it had like 60K readers or something like that. It was pretty big.
This is like also your Finsta. You're like
my Finsta comments, my Instagram comment. Yeah, I'm just trying to, but like that one, I deleted it. I don't like have the account anymore.
But do you have the copies of the stuff that you wrote?
No.
What genre were you in?
It was a fan fiction.
But like
what fandom?
More specifically.
I don't think I've ever done this. It was
You don't have to say if you don't want to.
It was supernatural.
Supernatural.
It was supernatural.
Jared Padalecki.
Yep.
He's really cute.
Supernatural fan fiction.
Can you give us a hint about the plot?
This is so embarrassing. Why do I feel like when I have a heart attack? Everybody's looking at me.
It's okay.
It was like I wrote it when I was like 15, guys. Okay. It was like there was like vampires and werewolves in it because it was supernatural.
Obviously. Yeah.
Like, it was like a love triangle low key between like Dean and like the reader and like Sam, and it was
some stuff went down.
Yeah. It wasn't smutty. I never wrote smut.
Oh.
I love writing.
Yeah.
So like I always think about writing fanfics because like they're actually really fun to write.
Yeah.
Like to think about
because you have like an existing world to work in.
Exactly. And, yeah. But I've never written smut. For how much I read it, I think it's so cringe to write.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And it's also like high key cringe as fuck to read sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, this is too much. And I like
you go there.
Like it doesn't bother me like when there's like books about like some, but like I feel like a lot of people like read smut to read smut, and like to me it's kind of camp.
Yeah.
Like to me, like I'm not actually getting hot and bothered reading it. Like I'm just like, he called her what? Like it's like a whole entire thing.
He called her what?
It was like this whole entire book that we just read for book club. Like there was like, it was like 30 pages long, and it was like, I was like, bro, this is so cringe. So yeah, I've never written smut.
I think you're, well, I actually haven't read anything that you've written, but I've heard that you're a good writer. And
okay, stop it.
Well, I
always want to go back to it, but
I think you're a really good storyteller, so it makes sense. Yeah, and I think you have an engaging way with words, so that all tracks to me. But
yeah. You should just ask Mariah. She's read.
I know, that's who so my friend Mariah, who sometimes listens, shout out Mariah, told me that she was in a creative writing class with Nikki like years ago.
Yeah, like back in like
we did not know each other. You were still in high school, and it was like a community class.
Yeah.
And Mariah said, actually, I think Mariah said she wrote stuff about Croatia.
I don't remember anything about what Mariah wrote, to be honest.
And Mariah was like, mine was so embarrassing. I wrote stuff about Croatia, and she was like, Nikki's was like really good.
Yeah. So like going back to like that true crime shit that we were talking earlier, the book that I was writing that I gave up on, which brings me into like an actually like really funny story about my ex.
Okay.
It was like a triple POV, and it went between like this serial killer stalker, the girl that he was going to kill, and then the detective who's like running his like case.
Okay.
And it was like pretty decent.
That's like pretty complicated to be able to like weave all that together.
I will literally, if I get the balls to do it, maybe I'll email you a copy of what I had.
I would feel so honored.
It was like, once again, I was like 16, 15 at the time, but
yeah, that's cool.
And I always think about like picking it back up, but then like my problem is that like I feel like I'm just like a short story kind of girl. I feel like an extensive novel is just not for me.
Yeah, but I think
like I have written a lot of short stories before.
Yeah, why not just do short stories? That's cool.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe if I can get the balls to do it, I'll send you some stuff.
That would be fun.
But
not the supernatural. You won't.
No, that's gone. That's erased from history.
Okay.
I don't have anything left of it. I don't have the account. I deactivated the account.
I bet we could, do forensics on your computer and find it.
Probably.
Or the internet.
I wrote it on my phone, so.
On the Wayback Machine. Find it.
I wrote it on my phone. That's how you know it was good.
That's true. You needed to get it out. Yeah. Do you want to tell a story about your ex?
Oh my God. Well, so it's like I was writing it when I was with my ex. And I had like printed out real copies, and I had like gave it to him to read. And then I was like, I broke up with him. And it was like whatever. Like, I had, like, the copies on my computer.
Yeah.
Like, I had the documents on my computer, and he knew I had the documents on my computer. And, like, literally, I broke up with him in January.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot remember what month it was, but it was during the football season. That same year.
Fall.
So that fall. So we're talking at least 5 months.
Probably,
right?
January,
February,
probably
March.
like 8. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we're talking like an extended amount of time.
Yeah.
I was at a football game. I come back, and my mom's like, guess who stopped by? I was like, what the fuck, who?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, my ex's name.
Mm-hmm.
He stopped by to give back the printed copies of my story.
That's really bizarre.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Did you text him after? Or
Fuck no, I didn't text. Because I was like, that's fucking weird.
It is weird.
Men are fucking so dumb. I was like,
that's true.
And the reason I remember this is because, like, one of my friends,
mm-hmm.
she, like, recently kind of, like, broke it off with some guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, he was so dramatic giving her one of, like, her books back. And I was like, oh my God, that reminds me.
Yeah.
That I broke up with this dude, and, like, literally, like, fucking 8 months later, he, like, shows up with.
Do you think he expected you to be home?
Who fucking knows?
But he had to do it
I don't
with your
think
mom.
so. I think because my mom said that, like, it looked like he was just going to drive around, but my mom and my dad were hanging out on the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you can't just, like, drive, put something in the mailbox, and then leave.
Yeah.
So he, like, handed it to my mom. My dad didn't know he existed. So, like, my dad was like, who the fuck is this weirdo? And my mom was like, what the fuck are you doing here?
That's really
And
good.
then she told me. And I was like, ew.
And you just, like, threw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have the fucking copies on my computer.
I don't need your piece of
like,
paper
I don't
back.
know why the fuck you didn't just throw it away.
That's
but,
weird.
Like, whatever.
That is really weird. But you're right, men are dumb.
Yeah. So I was like, fucking whatever.
That's crazy.
Right? Yeah. It's so stupid. But.
Yeah. That's who they are, though.
Yeah. No, literally.
Yeah. Should we do pop culture picks?
Yes, we could do pop culture picks. Do you want to go first?
Oh, gosh.
I will say, I feel like
this
mine's
is hard.
Always music related.
I know, and I feel like mine is always just like
my
a TV show.
pop culture pick could be Yost Klein, but I'm not going to be.
Oh,
lazy.
that's good.
Go listen to the Eurovision songs. But I'm really obsessed with lately. It's an album. It's like What a Devastating Turn of Events by Rachel. I'm going to butcher the last name, like Chenoriri, something like that. She's British, and I'm like kind of like obsessed with her. I got into it because somebody posted like one of those, if you like this, listen to like these. And it was like it was Red Wine Supernova by Chappell Roan.
Yes.
And then it was a song that she has on her album called
The Phenomenon. No. This girl.
This girl.
Okay.
It's called Never Need Me. And I was really good at it. I listened to the entire album, and it's actually pretty good, and I really like it.
Okay, that's a good pick.
So that's my pop culture pick. Yost Klein and Rachel's album.
Okay. My pick is
Hoarders.
Baby Reindeer. What?
Hoarders.
Hoarders and Baby Reindeer.
Muppets. Go watch the Muppet movie.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah. I'm never gonna do that.
I'm gonna make you. You owe it to me.
I probably do owe it to you, but I would do that for you. I would do that for you.
That's just me singing along the entire time and you being like, fucking please leave my house.
No, that's fine. Yeah, Baby Reindeer is really good. It's tough to watch, but I think it's good. And I think it makes you have more compassion for people, which I think is a good thing. So, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.